homes and beasts. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision, is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, tones, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. Spoiler, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon based to silicone based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was really
gotta get in there and get it, man.
To speak up after doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that,
oh yeah, one of the lines fell in the back. I had to pick it up, man. I was like, wait, I heard something. I thought it was damn one of them little pigs, man. That shit fell so hard. I don't know what the hell. I jumped up. I was like, what the? You know, I had the shit in my hand. I was like, hey, y'all done heard? Yeah, because it sounded crazy. I was like, okay. And you know me, I run right at it, you know? Huh? I mean, cause it sounded crazy, you know what I mean? Here, like, I'm getting the castor oil and everything, you know? I'm like, what? Because when I'm driving down the post office, like 2 or 3 times, I watched some dogs chase some javelin. It sounded like one of them things got up in here, man. I was like, before I got in here, I was about to, you know. All right, man, look. No, I ain't, I was that I'm not worried about. But some animals can be, you know what I mean? The frequencies are messed up out here, you know? I was going to take it, I was going to send it to the sender. Or grab it, one or the other. Yo, you gonna use one of these cucumbers, man? Cause I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna cut one of these up when I make them steaks, man. Okay, sure. Yeah, let me get the steak off, man. Yeah. Cause they starting to. Well, the ends. You know how the ends start going. So yeah, I'm gonna hook that up today. Yeah, I'm letting those thaw out right there, and then we'll throw them in the fridge later. Hold on, cause I'm gonna make that pasta with the pesto sauce. The 4 cheese. Yeah, I want, cause that's good. The 4 or 5 cheese. So. I ain't eating the lobster, you know I don't do that, man. No lobster, man. I used to eat it, but now I don't think they get the same lobster I used to, bro. I don't. That one time I ate it, felt like I was getting sick. Oh no. No, it's probably good. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but lobster's delicious. I just can't do it now. No way.
Worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. Active shape, the state is a fake, a fraud. Battle start intergalactic.
I gotta go up here and mark.
So I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am a depth, you of no concern. I am a threat.
Oh, that's from
measurement with lift height and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a
olive oil. I mean, which one oil? MCT oil.
Aerodynamics, and it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript, or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Oh, they didn't come off that blunt. Oh, damn.
That I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
Hold on. What the hell is that?
No, that's me.
Oh.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah. I'm really down on y'all.
Yeah, probably when you shout, I'm going up there and mark that board on those SBS boards. I'm gonna mark them off. And get my jig set up.
Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Where the earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shine spot. Third eye gang high tops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's corners and icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dead. Yeah, and blasting the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, they can't arrange. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID no issue. Could have loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who.
Baby. Oh, Mac, baby, go slaughter. What's going on? Gotta go up and start getting them boards cut up to get them in place. We still gotta treat the ones in the. We still gotta treat the 1.5s, so we can get those in there. But we're gonna get half the deck up. I've got to mix some concrete. I got to make sure the holes are right. Go up there, get the bolts over here. But we brought them in because of the wind. They flipped the table up, but it wasn't bolted. It wasn't screwed down. So go up there, get those marked off today. Tomorrow it'll be hot enough to treat the 1.5s, and for the next few days it's gonna be in the 70s, up to almost 80 degrees, which is the perfect time. Because as it says, y'all know we got enough tongue oil to do the first and probably the second buildings. Now this one by design, right? When we get the walls up, it's going to be a 2-floor, a 4-room. But the second floor is only going to be one main room, and it's going to be. I'll kind of explain what that's going to be for. So it'll be an outside stair that goes up, and then a walk in with a deck, like a little banisters and stuff like that. I'll explain to it later. But then one big room where we can deal with, like, you know, internet and stuff like that. I've drawn it down. I've everywhere when I'm walking, I pencil my hand. Well, I don't have no ink on my hand now, but like on scrap wood, just I've drawn it in the dirt. I'm like that. You know what I mean? It's like whenever when I was inventing stuff. Right now I'm waiting to get a little shop, and like even a carport will work for me. Like a $250 carport that I can close in, but everything's up here. But with that, it's gonna be pretty cool. So we step up to the next level. Little platform here. Come in. 2 rooms, and then a stair that goes up from the side, right up to the top, and then into the next room. Y'all see it when it's completed. When we get the rafters up, I'll make sure where the reinforcement for the walkthrough and how steep. It shouldn't have to be too steep. It'll be like a natural stair walk up. But yeah, you guys will see it, man. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. Regardless, it'll be cool. So I'm gonna go up there and mark off the SBS. Because like I said, some of the wood was bowed. It's not. We're gonna be real picky about the wood we purchase. We have some wood that's been laying there, so it's kind of flat. So, and we'll make sure we treat it before we even, you know what I mean? So we didn't do that. So we'll treat that wood and let it dry 24 to 48 hours and hit it again. And then the next one, which is going to be 20 by 20, that's the next one. Then the next one after that will be 20 by 15 or 16 on the side of it. Then the other one's going to be 24 by times 6 or 20 times 6. So that's really, really big, 3 stories in the ground, da 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 da. That's when I'll have to go and rent the Bobcat for. We can get it done in 2 days of straight, like 6 to 8 hours of digging. We can get it done. As long as we got the backhoe and we got the, you know what I mean? So, a whole level underground. So, what y'all call a basement, that's not what they are, but yeah. But that's going to be halfway somewhere down, somewhere hopefully before the fall. It's going to be pretty awesome. You know what I mean? I literally been watching YouTube channels as a million carpenters and builders. I mean, phenomenal. T got some who I actually started following because he pointed out. But there are individuals I've been following, some people who I was in the military with who actually been working construction, still volunteer with Habitat for Humanities. I think that shut down during the COVID stuff, but it's just amazing, you know. And even when you think you made a mistake, you can still work with the mistakes. So that's the stuff that I was looking at, like, you know, because weathering. If you have something and it's not treated, weather's going to affect it. Also, measurements are important. You can't just sit there and measure and then you gotta, yeah, you know what I mean? So, but this one right here, we're gonna go ahead and get that deck up. I'll show you some videos. I'll record some videos under marking. I'm gonna cut it with a jig, you know, just run it. I need to get a router, so I may get one. I was gonna order one, but right now I don't want to. I spent a lot. Yeah, a lot. And I can get one pretty cheap. I can get one used. That's just fabulous as well. But we got to get these edges to make sure that everything's, you know. Some more screws. Well, a lot of stuff, really. It's always going to be like that. You know, there's a couple of ex-military individuals who've gotten 100%, and them and their wives, like 5-6 years, I watched them build their homes or barns, all kind of stuff, and it took them like a year or two because they literally were working check to check, you know, like to build, and I was just amazed. And they also had family members of people who had alone heavy equipment and stuff like that, but that's not the case there. We're you know, it's the 3 of us. And life still has to go on. You still have to do things. That's, you know what I mean, indicative to life. That's why we were inviting people. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta excuse my beard, y'all. It takes time. All right. Once the deck's made and the walls up, no, we'll be living up there in the other 2 rooms. And I'll probably be, knowing me, when I'm right there and I'm looking at things, I'll probably be putting up a spotlight or something and working at night. Because that's just, when I'm really pushing forward and I see things really laying out, like really laying out, I get all in. I'm all in already, but you know, this you see what's going on, okay? I'm not big on giving things energy, y'all. So I don't like to even think. I'm not perplexed about it. I don't think about it. If I'm talking to you, communicating with you, I have to go there and I'm like, you know what I mean? I don't want to say certain things, but you already know what's going on. The big vaudeville. That has effect. Cause and effect. You know what they say? Tell the truth, shame the devil. Lie, and let them keep being clever.
Subliminals, predictive, programming weirdo, strong minstrel shows, the land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, like minerals, the water, and skies I fry, new way chemicals, technology, got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot.
So you can subliminate to make sure I get the lines right. Goddamn. I hate LEDs. Sun gaze, my eyes perfect. LED messes stuff up. Thank goodness mine is really strong, but god dog, man. I knew when they made LEDs and they started putting them into these cars they could shut off, I knew it was to mess with your vision. I don't know how many accidents I've listened to where people talked about they still had incandescent lights in their car, which is natural, it's beneficial. And they would see a vehicle coming on a truck and they would flash them saying your high beam's on, and it was just the LEDs, the high beams when they open, they hit the high beams and they run off the road because it blinded them. Your government did that. Yeah, let me use this. No, let's see. Is it?
These motherfuckers thought we was gonna stay asleep forever. Not this year. This blood is boiling hot in my veins. It's fine. We done rose up my knees. What's up? Carlito, my Rigo people, those who read through the evil, deceitful, double speak you, that he's illegal, foreign to hate fools, that's been occupied, the land for far too long, it's been docu-shining, sleight of hand to get you gone, murder by numbers, for paper genocide, back to when many children,
you know, got another box of that crap right here, right?
Like the road to Chickabaga, or the
oh, you forgot? Yeah, I'm waiting on other ones. I don't know what's going on.
Up shit creek, without a paddle, pump the river of death. Kill all our leaders and chiefs till there's not one deliverer left. I'm not Hiawatha or even Tecumseh. Restore Big Mama, issue foreigners doomsday. This Geechee, man, if you Geechee got us, so fuck you to whom you pray. That squadron has risen up, whether ruins late.
Hey, city, what's happening? Hey, it's what's going on, man? Yeah, anybody else that come in, go ahead and speak up. Salutations, greet. Hey, even the agents can greet. I mean, god dog, man, it ain't like they know who you are. You don't have to like me. I don't. It's not about like or dislike. I don't formulate in that. Either I hate you, which that's who I am 24/7. No, it doesn't affect me. So you say hi. This and steak. Oh my goodness, steak and savory butter. Oh yeah, topped with mayonnaise. Oh, y'all don't know. And a little bit of Celtic or black Hawaiian salt. Just the steak, medium rare, medium well, with cucumber.
This for my aunt, baby.
What that? You know what I mean? I held a plank for 5 minutes this AM. After I did my little whatever, right? I was like, okay. I was like, let's get him hold it. Oh, about, I don't know, it was 3 minutes to 5 minutes. I wasn't counting. I started counting, I got past 2 minutes and I just held it. That hit me like 25, 30 push-ups. Yeah, then I did my stretches, you know, no splits because I'd be hurting. Man, I'm kind of well down there, so you know what I mean. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. Well, maybe I'm bragging, but you know what I mean. I still got to do my trunk twist, but I got to go up here and I got to mark with the red. I got to go and mark with SPS. I got to go ahead and mark it, get the jig ready, cut it out so I can get it. We can get it in there and get it silicone while there's no rain, and you know, get it sealed all the way. Well, we got to get the other wood treated. It'll be in the 70s tomorrow. It'll be better. You get out there first thing before you eat. Second job, get it treated. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out. Oh, I'm gonna pull out. 1, 2. What did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8 2x4 by 8. No, 8 2x4 by 8. 2 of it 2x4 by 16. The door's gonna be a whole separate build. Or make it to 14. The whole door is gonna be a totally separate build, like the whole thing. So it, like, you know what I mean? Like it puzzles together. You know what I'm saying? And then get that up there, get that treated. So when we got the deck down, insulated, we can start building the walls. It's been the weather. That's the reason why we really haven't pushed forward. You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't know. Y'all gotta come out here. You come out here, you know what I'm talking about. For those out here, you already know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And we're not even in monsoon season yet, so Ganja can relay that. And I know monsoon season even from Page or Capital. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
In my music, and in a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So if only people that scared are the oppressors. The only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
I'm being a dirty. You take my yoga mat. Take that lay on. It's pretty tight. Where I'm gonna be laying at, tight. So I'm gonna be like, Yeah, remember that's built on an angle, so the deck is like that. So I gotta crawl up in there and start lining. Yeah. So I gotta go in here. Hope there ain't no bullheads getting stuck in my booty and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Them bullheads be hurting. I call them sticky birds, but they hurt. You hear me? I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill this. Don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Oh, and it's too late when the caps get peeled. Don't believe the TC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the zone, all red. I'm getting all the wires and everything. Whenever I fight from above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn. 100%. No it's not gonna work. Drop to your pressure. Need no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight blesser. Drop to your pressure. Need no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight blesser. Drop to your pressure. Need no surrender. 3-pound pressure. No weight blesser. Drop to your pressure. Need no surrender. This world is such a. I didn't lay on. I'm going to do it today, this afternoon, sometime this evening. I'm going to actually record. I'm going to lay it out because it's big. It's for, like I said, a twin. So I'm going to let it hang, and I'm going to lay on it, ground, and I'm just going to lay on it and see what happens for like 2-3 hours, and then I'll relay it with you guys. All right. I didn't do it last night. I was going to. Chargers. Let's make sure I got everything. I'll put everything right here. I'll put it over there. Put everything over here so I can grab that. I'll wear my cowboy boots. They are hot. The ones I have are air hot, so they're for working. Wear those. Harriet. Excuse me, Harriet. Take me a boonie. Wear my boonie. You know what I mean? What are you building? Homes. I don't like that term home. This is our home, you know, like the whole earth. Dwellings. All right. Yeah, because I'm going to have to go into the Google. I want to share some things with you guys. So how's it going, guys? We're going to read later on, probably roughly around 4:35 or 5 o'clock. As you know, there's always something going on. And I'm not doing this because I want you guys, or I need for you guys to give anything energy. I need for you guys to practice. And so when I'm conveying or conversing about certain things, the dialect is for you to practice the process of thought on it and distinguishing without giving it something. You know, we have these two things, right? Cohesive and cohesion. A lot of people aren't aware that there are two different meanings, right? So if you know, then you know, okay? Cohesive means having parts that stick or fit together well. That's why I'm looking for a cohesive mind state, right? Good, you know, instincts. Dealing with the Rolodeck, allowing yourself to formulate, to create, again, and not to be in a stalemate, to create. And it doesn't mean further divulge, you know, to further divulge in what they've consistently infected you with. So cohesive is, again, having parts that stick or fit together. I have this idea that you're here because there's something that is cohesive, that you recognize, see, that something that relates well, okay? Now, when you're dealing with cohesion, now you're looking at the actions or the fact of forming something that is a united whole. It's like when I went to boot camp, right? They had to so-called tear us down, shave all our hair, get us kind of look-alike, even though we were different shades, and then build us up in the same dynamic. But it didn't mean that you got rid of all the ignorance and this, that, and other. But cohesive and cohesion are two different things. So I believe you here, I don't like the word believe, but this will communicate with you. There's something cohesive. The cohesion is the latter part. No, I don't think we're all there yet. And that's the dilemma. Okay? So I'm going to speak specific on certain things that may sound trivial. And like, well, if he's saying this, see, cohesive means that you're literally allowing yourself to see beyond the scope of your so-called understanding. Instead of standing under the foolishness, to rise above it and have a deeper understanding. So there's cohesion. So that way you can say, okay, a cohesiveness, okay. And then some of you might say, well, what do we do next? Well, you have to bring cohesion. That the functionality of moving as one or united in a whole. It doesn't mean that you are supposed to agree with anything. I'm not looking for anybody to agree with anything. You agree with yourself. Or you might find something that is more practical with purpose, okay? I mean, I got my morning tobacco, leave me alone, right? And it's important. It's important that y'all realize this, because they have destroyed the so-called black, melanated, whatever, carbon, soul-based family. And they only did it because it has to take people like you in order to do it. Okay, look at feminism. We got a lot of sisters running around with this ideology of feminism. When it was a CIA Jewish woman who pushed it in the she wrote a book in the 1980s or whatever. But in the 70s or whatever, she had the sister standing beside her, still out. And our sisters, that feminism was never required. That's a further divulgence in the secularism division. That's separation. That's like God and state. You know what I mean? That's another fabric, another tear that destroyed our cohesion. We started becoming uncohesive, started having different looks. Yet you see the imbalance today, and they will not look back and go, wait a minute, how did we get here? But they want to hold on to their feminism. It's like our men never walked around in this masculine bullshit. Now, you know, we all know about the actor, right, who's been out there, the new Captain America, right, the Hawk or whatever you call him, right? He's got 2 sons, and some people thought that he was gay. No, man, he's a solid one. He's got to be careful, because, you know, they'll stop his work. But we're coming at a time when all that doesn't matter. I don't think they cloned Tyrone yet. But anyway, right? He's talking about Destroying the family is when you destroy the masculinity of men. Anybody want to say otherwise? They knew very well that if they can be obtrusive and take, I don't know even know how that happened, take from the melanated man our farming over how many millions of acres, us feeding the world, to creating another dynamic, from the early 1900s, and then infusing people with processed, chemicalized, slowly poisoning, based on millions of dollars that are absolutely worthless because they can shut that down, printing it at any time. The takeover by destroying the melanated man was by creating the divisiveness of the division of the melanated woman and man. It doesn't matter what we continue to create. You see, they try to own everything. Copyright our music, this, that, and the other, murder our people, blah, blah, and on and on. Some people just realize Extension, his so-called Jewish, had life insurance on. How many of y'all listen to Nipsey Hussle's brothers speak about what happened? Who put him out there, the individual, to wear a red shirt, to go out, and there's no red shirt sold anywhere, to make a statement and murder him when they really didn't have no beef? Just him doing the, like the get your hands out my pocket type thing. These individuals are all over, especially in liberal states. And why would they do that? What has brought us to this momentous moment? Now, you're going to rise above it. I cannot deny, hide, or lie about that. There's nothing they can do to stop it. They could think they could blow everything up or whatever. It's just not going to work. But they're going to stay full steam ahead. Now, I'm not asking anybody on the other side to pick up this this mental vehicular homicide, because that's what it is. Cohesiveness, have cohesion, to be cohesive, to see everything for what it is and how we got to this spot. You get those different color fists. What do you say? Oh, City, yeah. Well, there's some people having a hard time with me saying the Chinese were called black. Look it up. All right, look it up. Another thing, I want to point this out before we go any further. Google is controlled by them. Remember I was asking y'all to check out the Hatak people. Well, I want you guys to go over and put in gotta be careful with this one. So I'm gonna pull up an extra right? Let me go here. I'm gonna tap on this. Don't worry, I got no porn or nothing in my thing, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna tap in this, right? And right here, you're gonna see, right here at the top, you're gonna see Yandex. YANDX. Put that in your phone or on your tablet right now, or your computer. I'll wait. I got my chrysanthemum, dandelion, what do you call that crap? I didn't have the other stuff, so I used fennel seeds. Fennel seed, chrysanthemum, and dandelion root tea. Yeah. Whoo-wee. So the it's just for the licorice flavor. But it's very good as far as for your blood and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not drinking it now because I just took the NMN and I took an iron pill for the second time, and that's the only time, 2 days a week, and it'll make me nauseous if I, because I'll be taking zinc when I eat, and so I have to wait for like a half hour, 45 minutes before I sip this stuff. Seriously. So did y'all put in Yandex? Why? Hey, what's going on? Oh man, I got you. I'm sitting. Vander Hawkins, Shalom. What's going on? What's going on, Akim? What's going on, beloved? Yeah. Did y'all put in Yandex? Yandex finds anything with. Just put it in. Snoo, you my baby girl. That's my right hand right there, y'all. I know she's gonna break it down for y'all. Put it in. Most people don't know nothing about it. Now, I use this and about 3 other ones. I even use a website from China that's honest and on mofo. Yeah, I have them on here, okay? And I have them on my laptop. I actually got Yandex when it first came out, and I was like, whoa. So go on that and put on regular Google, put does Israel or Netanyahu hate America? Now, Google, what does Google say? Well, y'all tell me what y'all see on regular Google. And then I want you to put in Yandex. Oh my goodness. Netanyahu can't stand America. So why would Trump and them be selling hands, putting their little bull crap? Because they work together. All of them. Biden, Obama's. Yeah. No, it's right there. I'm not making nothing up. You can even go to Internet Archive. This is on Yandex. I would play it, but I prefer you. Now, I go into Google and put in Dancing Israelis 9/11, 9/11, and then go to Google and put in Dancing Israelis. That's regular Google, so you know the idiots are going to lie. They'll probably attempt to buy Yandex, and then you go to Yandex, it gives you a whole nother truth to which most people from that period remembers. Mossad agents coming as art students who flew around and worked in the building before it came down. And the FBI and the police were pissed to let them go, but so y'all, everybody always wants to know who's an enemy and who's not. So while you can, check it out. Well, easily, because these idiots are easily be bait. They're mental cases. They groom these individuals, and then they get them right in the position to put them in place. That's illegal. That is not by the Constitution or anything. Why is it that the individuals that think they're superior don't do nothing about it, and why is it the brothers and sisters don't do nothing? Well, they're saying everything to the idiots who are part of the problem. Okay, look at Florida. There's some sheriffs in Colorado and places like that ain't with this 2A taking the gun rights from people. Until the sheriffs come together and start deputizing people, or you guys move with not just cohesiveness but cohesion, then it won't affect you as much. Okay. I just thought that would be very important to mention, okay? Because I don't think everybody's aware, okay? Don't try it. Make an attempt, and it'll be a valuable one. Trying is like trying to stand up. Attempt to stand up. If you fall, at least it was valuable. Trying, there's no effort in it. You know I'm big on philosophy. Tell the truth and shame the devil, right? Now, the other thing I wanted to hit y'all at. Everybody's still talking about heaven. Heaven is right here. It's right here. All right? The cherubim is your gut instincts to always pick the right thing to do, and that you're always leaning on your back that's always in pain to make the poor decision to do something wrong. So if we're looking at the back and the front, and we believe in this status, this level, this false conviction, because everything that the portrait people paint is based on the paint and the canvas the enemy has given you. Are you going to tell me no? Without thinking first? In respite of first researching and validating yourself as far as this information. I don't need validation, okay? It affects everyone. Poor or good choice-making individuals. All right? Good choice-making individuals, once they get into a certain position, based on ego and the whole dichotomy of it, they'll dismiss you and forget about you as long as they keep moving in one direction. That's how people can be meticulously utilized or manipulated. But when you see that the problem isn't always just the fact that you recognize it, you see the problem is that maybe you don't know how to reach certain individuals. You haven't really done anything to be able to ascertain and assert something because you're using all the things that are easily dismissible. First one's going to be religion. And the majority of people right now are dismissive to religion. I saw somebody being very racist and stupid, taunting somebody in this one little group. It's talking about in the minority 13%, and then there was this so-called African Americans, you're only 13% of the population. I was like, how do you take anywhere from 75 to 114 million people out of 300 million people and make them minority? You do that up here. And then they run going, yeah, but I said, majority of us don't take censuses. How about Benjamin Franklin, when the Second Amendment and all that, the Negro, and Hamilton, all of them signed that Second Amendment, there was no citizens. That's some fake, the Netanyahu clan stuff. That's the reason why I tell people I'm not a citizen, because I'm not. Even my mama at 17, she was signing papers because she wanted to take me and get out of the hospital. She didn't know what she was in for. I was the first one. And family was struggling at a time because, well, the ones that moved up north. And Vietnam was going on. And the decimation and decline of who we were as a people since 1940 was still ongoing because there were still lynchings happening. A lot of fear, war, destructiveness that most people didn't know nothing about, regardless of what stories may have been told by their the greats and their great-greats, because they all had them. Easily dismissed when you had to struggle to get back into a certain position. And that was, the automobile industry and everything else, Detroit, blah, 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 the farming, Carolina, before California, with all this, all of a sudden now California's growing everything. Remember the Garden State. Anyway, Jersey and all that. It was systematic. And because we had the church betraying the people, the church literally betrayed the people. And Negro governors betrayed the people. Why is it that people still want to be dismissive of the quote from Martin Luther King in his I Have a Dream speech, when he says, and here we find a Negro still languishes in society in the corners of his own, on our own land. Malcolm X, all of them, before the Pilgrims got here, we were here. Man, it's not some Moorish nonsense and this, that, and the other. Why is it that everybody's got a convert? They can't do no blood tests because there's Chinese, Japanese Jews, the Filipino, Ethiopian, African Jews, And they all, regardless of what background, have to convert, and the majority are not Semitic. It's based on education. Whose education? The very one that goes around harming people and make them very dismissive of the American Negro. It's hard to accept it because of the world that they live in. It's more fanciful, regardless of all the death and the murders and all the stupid things that come with it. It's easy to have the righteous held down and blamed for everything when it's not the case. I saw dumb little Peckerwoods in Georgia talking about how we are killing each other. No, we're not. We're not the majority of doing that. That's a bunch of young little knuckleheads. And it ain't even 2.3% of the population of us. But on the other side, you guys are killing each other like you're retarded. They just don't put it in the media because there's a role that starts to be played in who controls the media and who are the actors in there. Nobody wants to hear that. Look at over Africa. They over there raping women and burning the whole villages that right now, like they retarded. Setting people on fire. We don't even talk about Haiti, and that's supposed to be our people, but there's a whole mixture. Admixture. Because that's what France does. They play their role just like the crown, the fake crown, and Vatican and everything else. All of them move based on that. Even those idiots here. Because y'all will not see, you're not being permitted to see heaven. How many of y'all can get together, man and woman, and just lay down and cuddle together without having sex? Not the perversion of it. I'm saying just get down and be comfortable. To read each other's minds, to see deep inside and not be elusive. There's always something behind it. You got $50. You got it. Can I use your car? It's everything that has nothing to do with heaven, the lack of, and nothing internal. It's all superficial. How many can literally lay down and go and be, you know, you know what I'm saying? Be. Not just the vicious, but the vice of one another. That fear, that gives them fear. Oh, it's going to happen regardless, but it gives them fear. It's up to you. It's indicative of y'all to rise above the occasion. Now, we can read all the fanciful things of the old world, accelerate the phenomenon of understanding to accept a narrative of maybe Atlantis, this, that, and the other. But it's always going to be a picture that is painted like Salvador, what's the name? The Surrealist? Salvador, the whatever that artist's name. Surrealism, where it's kind of a motif of a painting that's abstract with all these different, you know, or Van Gogh like or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We need to get away from that. Doesn't mean that that's not what you might not see. It just means that we need to be more arranged, and not marriage, not that foolishness. Arranged in a way where there is a cohesion. Asia Lee, I can do that. Lady, be quiet, talking necessary because I can read your thoughts. No, don't make some assumptions, because you got to be careful if you say you can read thoughts. Okay, because that's not what it is. I'm not dismissing you, hon. It's not called reading thoughts. That's what they call it. Okay, cohesion has nothing to do with an acceptance of a narrative painted by Harry Potter and all the other ideologies. It's deeper than that. So if that's the case, then you could right now hear what I'm saying. Don't be quick. Trust me. For a moment. Trust me. Okay? Who's that? Who's that? Had a hawk in the train. Yeah. But you get what I'm saying? No. Perception is everything, right? No, it's not. I want you to really listen. All right? Don't jump the gun. No fake ages and all that stuff. All that don't matter. Time here is irrelevant. Because a lot of you really don't know how long you've been or existed or whatever. However, if you ain't touched the source, you can't explain it. If you could, then I can accept when you're just throwing things out there. Don't do that, please. We're to humble ourselves for a moment. All right? I don't know nothing, but I'm going to talk about some things I'm aware of or I know. I'm going to share little tidbits of things that people ask, well, hey, you ever heard of it? Yeah, of course, I use it. You never asked, you never spoke on it. Oh, so I said, well, let me bring it up. Yeah, I use Yandex. I use a plethora of different web pages on here to search things to see who's in control of what. And sometimes Yandex can be controlled too. It could be the opposition for controlled chaos. And they say out of chaos comes what? And that's not how it works, because then that will hold on to the Big Bang theory. The only Big Bang is destruction. Boom, boom, and everything been destroyed, but they'll say a fire destroyed San Francisco. And then when you go and look at the photos, you'll see trees and poles still standing. You'll see shrubs, and you'll see the buildings laid in on themselves. Remember when I was reading Flat Earth and I was Atlantis, and I was saying, look at those pictures, and I was giving you all the websites, and nobody wanted to research the websites. And you can see these things. Photoshopping the background because they don't want you to see all the aircraft, the blimps and stuff that we created. It's ominous, because if they can hide that, they can redirect you and give you new focus. And that's what they've done. So, and trust in me, when you can communicate on another level, you won't say nothing. You won't. That's a fact. Don't even attempt to challenge me. When you can communicate on a whole nother level, when you know somebody's staring at, you know, its frequencies, this, that, and other, that's making despondent reactions, yeah, you won't say nothing. Remember, is expressing that y'all are powerful and you're capable of so many things. I don't want y'all to think about movies and superheroes. It's deeper than that, and it's not as complex. Simply, meditation helps you to clear your asphalt, the blacktop, get all the debris, fill in the potholes, move the obstacles, and give you a straight, narrow way to look. It doesn't mean blinders on. It doesn't mean that you're tunnel vision, which is not a bad thing. It means tunnel vision is actually what you want when you meditate, to be able to see up and down, and then to be able to choose what direction. You know, that little life stream, the map, right? I'm gonna pull it up and see if I can pull it up. Excuse me. The map. Let me see if he'll pull it up on here. Okay. You know that if you pull up pictures of the North Pole looking down, what are they always going to show you? What are they always going to show you? Well, if it's round, you know it's NASA, you know it's generated. It's not real. And then besides that, they're always going to show you ice in the ocean, right? Those are not real. But when you get something that's close, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm using this fake Google, okay? Because remember, it was a brother who got the farthest. Yes. They're always going to show you the lie. You're never going to pull up a real picture from the top. And if you get close to one, they're going to give you an elliptical. That means the fisheye view. And they're going to show you the clouds. Why? Because they don't want you to see the four rivers, the lands, nor the tall magnetic rock. They don't want you to see that truth, because that is not the north. That is the south. That is the center. Remember, everything upside down, inverted, backwards, and reverse, that is not a game. Okay? And then they're going to give you this computer-generated graph that they cut off. Okay? And they give you a vision of what they want you to accept and see, which is it is beyond the scope of a lie. Same thing. Then they're going to give you this false infrared narrative, which is blatantly it is so disturbingly put together. When they say north in Siberia, right? The funny thing about it, I want y'all to look at it. It is the most intrusive, obstructive thing. And then they have that black splotched out thing in the very center. They gotta lie to you. They have brought everything in and gave you this intrusive obstruction. Now, there are maps, plenty of them, that you can pull up yourself, that are not ancient, but old enough, 400 whatever years, to show you what was always known. All right? Now, it's easy to dismiss those maps because you live in this time, this projected ideology, this mind state, this established form that they've created. You know what I'm saying? No, there's stories that go with the lands in the four rivers. Many ships and vessels have been lost, pulled into crevices deep in the oceans that suck them down. And they write them off. Many lives. All these governments have done it, working together. And they cannot get to that. They say there are giants and trolls. That's the narrative they use on those islands. And there's no way possible for them to get there. Just like there's no way for them to get beyond. But they can see lands. They can see all that. They can go over there. They can see all the buildings and everything. The pyramid. They can see the wall. They got to hide it from you and keep you in this falsely painted construct, an enslaved mind, because we repudiate the possibility and then we refuse whatever example may be there. Now, I can sit here and go, oh, but this is just for entertainment, educational purposes, leaning on one side. Well, I'm here is to tell you, based on what you've been going through and what you've seen, you should know by now there are some things that are actually factual. Pretty much, Brian. What's going on, beloved? Matter Hawking, our mounds, it's a lot. Hombre. Yes. What's going on, mi hombre? Hombre French. Hey, what's going on? Grand Ascension. What's going on? Usually, yeah. All right. And I'm not here to disqualify anything they've done. I'm just saying you can go and research it. And that's why I give you Yandex. You can go and use all the other ones they have if you want. All right, excuse me. Oh, man, my nose. It's itching. Itching. My laptop has 5 different websites on it. Like really does. I'm getting notifications. I turned the notifications back on the tablet because the people. Oh, Shy, appreciate it, beloved. I just sent you a heart back. Appreciate the donation, hon. And you're welcome. It may be the truth, but I always say research everything. Don't take what I say as a truth. Research it and see what you come up with. You know what I mean? It's some rough times. You know what I mean? I'm not saying to be elusive. It's rough times because anytime you do a job, right, and you have to learn it, right, it's pretty rough, isn't it? Honestly, it's pretty rough, right? So kind of looking at this like a job, per se. And if you think that it was supposed to be a walk in the park, or they were going to make it that way, then there would be no George Orwellian factor. Everything would just be right there, and they wouldn't have to lie and do the very sick things they do. So, with that being said, are there other individuals, other things? Well, if I was something else, and I like where you were at and what I was able to get from you, knowing that at any moment you can wake up, yeah, I would make sure you didn't know about me, and I would make it about entertainment so it could be easily dismissed and make people to be quacks and crazy and loonies and everything else. You remember all this stuff is new age stuff, the loony bins and all the psych wars my grandmother worked on, took me to as a youngin'. Yeah, that's all new stuff. Yet y'all are saying Tartary's real. You're saying that the maps of Earth are not truth. They have not been truthful. Wasn't it a few years ago when they started talking about there are other lands out there that they kind of kept off maps and hidden? Why? You can become a millionaire, and the only way you probably can buy an island is if you would allow certain things to go on that island, or they've already utilized it. But I'm just saying. How many of y'all ever looked at the map of Dubai and looked back at around 1980 and then look at it today in 2025? Let me see if I can pull one up. I need to drink that tea while it's still warm. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Oh, wow. So I'm going to pull up Dubai, 1980. And you can do it yourself. I'm going to pull out the desert, road that I've traveled down a few times. It's amazing. And that way you can see it yourself, and you can, it's a conversation piece as well. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Now, I know it's not great right here, but here is Dubai in 1980 compared to Dubai in 2025. Yep. 2018. And yet, if y'all remember the 1960s, New York, Detroit, and all them places, the cities were pretty much destroyed, burnt down. I mean, yeah, should have never happened. But like I said, America is like a third world country now. I despise that term. And the racists are too stupid to see it. They want to blame you for their own actions and the reason why everything's the way it is. Instead of the unification, unitedness, and to continue to build, because they're happy with their Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch, riding their little goofy Harleys and all the other stuff, walking around like they're really badasses, and they're not. Okay? And y'all prolificate the irrational reasoning that that's some bad stuff because of Hollywood and media, and because some individuals were utilizing allowed to get their hands on things and do things that should never happen. I mean, look at Philly in 1985 when I was in the Navy, and they flew over that, and they allowed, what kind of sheriff department like that would take satchel charges and drop them on a building knowing there's children in there? I mean, you see what's going on over there, right? Now, mind you, they got up out of there because they knew people were coming out, and there people have talked about it. They came out with their long rifles to shoot the helicopter down and kill anything moving. I see, that's the story you never hear about, what you're capable of. So there is cohesive, and there's a cohesiveness somewhere. But the cohesion has been disrupted based on the fact that y'all still like to carry your phones, always got to keep them on, be on the laptop, like your kids playing on video games because you're too lazy to take them outside and be part of their lives. And so it's allowed them to be intrusive, more destruction of the family. You still got goofy women fighting each other with pink and red weave synthetic hair on their head with their belly hanging out, wearing tight shorts, and men running around with skirts talking about their models with earrings and stuff through their nose. You don't ever want to go through yourself to put a ring around your nose. Don't do it. And if you did, get it fixed, get it cauterized. That's the world that you allow from them. And then some other Negro Indians talking about, yeah, we wore the rings and all that stuff to our face. Man, that's some new age garbage. Our people weren't doing that. Your people didn't do that. Okay? And then you wonder what's wrong. They're still putting fluoride in the water, mislabeling it, and the FDA allows it. Aren't they the ones that allow you to be poisoned? But yet you still give them an ear. DACA and all that other stuff. The NFA was created out of racism. Why it's still there? Being used as a weapon. Who is in the people's pocket, allowing them to do this dumb things? The agencies being weaponized against the government. But they're supposed to be government agencies. When did that happen? How did they become government agencies? You know? Right now, you have these little goofies who are too mentally incapable to accept the reality, or every time they pull people over, and they pull you over for one reason, then they start lying. You know, I smoke weed and this and another based on color. And because they don't know how to do their job. And then they say, this is the worst one. We train so that way we can go home. Excuse me, you dumb police officers. Your job is to make a sacrifice to allow the so-called citizens to exist and live, you dumb motherfuckers. You cowards. That's why the majority of them marrying each other now, because isn't Trump trying to get, it's funny, I have to say trying, Mel Gibson his gun rights back based on a yelling match they had, they called domestic. What law is that? Yet they always pushing that even the federal government, the Supreme Court says, no, if you serve your time, this and another, you can get your gun rights back. You can vote and everything. When did these people become lawmakers and writers? ATF and all that. What was that created out of? And then turn around, they had to go back and because of the death and the poisons and everything else. It was tests, experiments, just like they still bioweapon over you. And y'all still haven't come together because you got these goofy, worthless racists, these dumb mums, okay? And you have a bunch of ignorant, melanated people on all fronts, all so divided because they can't accept one narrative over another. Now you have these prolificating fake African Americans trying to tell people from Africa, which that is a Dutch Creole word. It only applies to the light-skinned folks. Now it applies to that. You can't make this stupidity up. I figured somebody would have put the Cashapp in there. I guess people are slipping. Oh, let me get the orange. Let me get the watermelon right quick. It helps the stomach a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm gonna build a box today. And on the 28th, I'm gonna go and get, I got some down there, some organic soil, and I'm gonna start growing some damn watermelons. I'm gonna get them seeded. I got to have it. Heirloom seeds, I got to dig them out. I think they're in my which call because I always keep seeds in case something has to happen. We can get in the tunnel somewhere and I can still grow some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, baby girl, sorry. It's all right. You ain't got to say sorry, apologize for nothing. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, mama. Snoo. Asian, yes. They keep certain land secret for the... Yes, the perversions. Very sick stuff. Hey, Brian, I got you. Greetings, brother. yes, Brian. What's going on, beloved? It's good to have you all in here. And people are, some people have had a hard time with me saying we're all family. Well, we are. It doesn't matter. Incubator, cabbage, it don't matter. It's still family. It doesn't matter what's been manipulated, mind-wise, soul-wise, no. There's such a deep perversion, a crevice so deep that you don't need to go in it. You get where I'm coming from? You don't have to. And the problem is when you've been neutered and then neutered, right? Man or female, right? Male or woman, male or female, they can tell you whatever and give you whatever and you'll run with it. And over and over and over, and that's where it's reprobate. That action is reprobate. It's over and over, and then you become reprobate. And then you become pragmatic in it, and the delusion becomes reality. No one can see the other side because you're inundated with that crap. You know what I mean? Look at it. All right? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't mind being wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Okay? Nothing at all. Research it for yourself. Start looking at some philosophical views on certain things. You know, say, what is a philosophical view on division? How can it be ascertained and utilized? Can it be weaponized? You know, just phrases, certain things that you type when looking at these things. Sometimes on Google, they'll just act like, go to some other Firefox, whatever. Go to some other websites, Annex, whatever, and see what they have to say. And then take that information, your reads have been, appreciate it, honey. I love you too, baby. But these things, with no indifference, no. The choice is yours. All right? The choice is yours. Let me see. See this little pill right here? Let me show you something. Let me explain something to you. You want to talk about sacrifice and suffrage, right? See this right here? This is 0.5 milligrams of clonazepam. I was taking a quarter of this once or twice a day. Am I still feeling? Yeah. What I've done is I'm identifying it as a different feeling. Does it mean that it doesn't bother? It's not hard? No, it's still troublesome. I'm allowed myself to be the speakeasy, the deliverer, the marginalizer. It doesn't mean the problem is not there. Doesn't mean I can't coexist. What I'm saying is, how long do I allow it? Something can happen. Am I bothered or worried? No. Everyone has a choice and a chance. To make difference, to choose difference, to not be so indifferent, but yet be indifferent. I've been taking it for over 20 years, hon. You should remember. Matter of fact, when we used to be talking, and I was over there in Vineland, New Jersey, walking by the tracks, going to get my jog on. Yeah. That's when they had me on 2 milligrams a day. And I just thought it was like I didn't know studying on it, and didn't realize I was only supposed to be on it for 5 to 6 weeks. The VA has let down a lot of veterans, and now they've got everybody crying because it's veterans. And you'd be surprised how many veterans are liberals, and they can't stand the government or anything else. Are you? And I met some of them. So I don't care about any of them losing their damn jobs. The good ones I have a problem with. The bad ones, I could care less. They chose it. To push the cope, the jack, all that stuff. You get your baby in ignorance. You know what I mean? And I always said, I hope the people around me, the individuals, will make the proper choices. And if you allow $1 to mitigate your facsimiles, your mental growth and decision making, then you are not you. You're predicated to whatever it is they've established, and you allow the dollar to be the consortium to buy you out. I'm not beating up on government. I know there's good people there. I am saying there is something that's got to give. Right now, what's going on, they want to send people get locked up to wherever in South America, the deal that Trump's trying to make there. And everything is predicated upon emptying out America to get down to a certain point where they could deal with the numbers here. And they can unleash hell and havoc. And you can see they're falsely locking people up left and right. Imagine them locking somebody up and they don't get hurt and it was all wrong, because it's going to get to that point, and they decide to ship them away. Honduras, wherever they was talking about doing it, I don't know what they was talking about. I've seen people posting it, but I was looking at the bigger picture that most people don't look at. And not to beat that dead horse in the head, I'm just saying, people don't pay attention how things have been formulated and laid out. The storms and the weathers, we got 35 people being missing in one place, dead, because of the winds and the little tornadoes that never existed. What's coming down? How many of y'all go out in the morning and you smell a metal-like smell, or you smell what might be like smoke or sulfur, and there's no fires around? These individuals are still spraying, and they don't spray over top you. A lot of times when they spray over top you, that's going elsewhere. So what they spray over there comes down, and you see it as a fog, and there's no fire. They are continuously doing things to inundate, to nullify, and to destroy the masses. I downloaded a video that I'm going to upload. I've got quite a few I put together on what you call it, showing you the very vice utilized in Calgary not too long ago here, that was used on us in an experiment on a naval base when they brought out the Hummers, with that big octagon thing, and they poop, 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 poop. That made us fold, you know, like, what the hell is that? You know, in the high class. And yeah, well, it's being utilized to break up peaceful riot meetings or protests. I'll upload the video and let you see it for yourself. But hey Lucy, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, sis? But I just wanted to come over and talk about these broad little narrow things because they're out there. It's not like what I'm talking about is not out there. I'm not whistleblowing on nothing because I don't belong to none of that crap. I'm not a citizen of some foreign ass narrative, and I'm not here to paint a mosaic on that. I'm not against some of the stuff going on because I'm sad to say, and y'all might not like it, but some people deserve what. Hey, look, man. When you know it's poor choices and you have people attempting to guide you in another direction, you choose to. Well, you get what you got coming. You know what I mean? Take it however you may. Yes, 2 cities I'd fly over and just put some more canisters on. Look, I'm not playing. Okay? Yet, it doesn't mean that you don't have to be informed or things have to be, you know, some things are not meant to be expressed. Some things should be expressed. For the few that don't lack responsibility to research and find out what they see. If you're still on the vernacular of liberal and conservative and politics and all that, and then if that's your cup of tea, then so be it. I'm not there. Never really was. I voted thinking that someone could benefit the people until I realized the game was real, as I was told by seniors of mine. And I didn't want to accept that. And then when I accepted who I was and what had to happen, I was all in. But it took 300 people before I would decide to start talking or reading about things. And as they stated, and as I knew, and as y'all know now, the majority of people would be gaslight themselves. They'd be all capped, and people wouldn't listen. That I was very aware of. Accepting who I was, what I was, I accepted all the things that might come with it, and I knew it. And I know it right now. And it's all right. Everybody has their choice. All right? So let me get off of here. Okay. Get myself situated. In about an hour and a half, I'm going to go up here and mark this off, break out the jig, get the battery fully charged, and mix this concrete up, get these holes filled in, and make sure it's stable, very stable in the middle. And around 4:30, 5 o'clock, we come back and we'll get into Claudio Naselli's journey to Antarctica, and we'll read about 2 or 3 more of the chapters, okay? I dug the 2017 list. You got very nostalgic. Wait. Closing age. Oh, you checked out Omeg's so much? Yeah, okay. That's what's up. Omeg got some stuff. Yeah. Total Z, all of them. He's not the only one. Some of the stuff I can't play on here because, you know, the brothers got copyright, so they can make a penny. But you can support them, people. Let me pull this up right quick. Spotify and SoundCloud. Okay, here we go. Pull up playlist. Montiv. I still have DJ ZPE stuff on here. The Prince of Top Vibes and all that stuff. I got Cura Meals music. Subscribe to Cura Meals. Beats and music. I got a couple little things, but Don't worry about that. Annals of Z, Dre Cobbs. Oh shit. New nigga. Oh, excuse my language. That dude Dre, aka Dre Cobbs. Hold on, let me pull this up again. Bada boom, bada bang. Guy King Joshua. Max V Productions. Come on now. Y'all know Max V Productions. Man, you know, No God MVP, man. One Man's War. He's got a ton of them. Oh, damn. There's a lot more in here, too. Anyway, y'all go down there and you'll see them and you'll start. And when you start tapping on something, it'll actually pull up something similar or related to them. And there's a whole bunch of them on there. I have playlists as well. So, yeah, there's quite a few. And they're pretty awesome, okay? But I hope that was good enough for you guys. I'll put that video together and upload it so that way you can see how it worked. It's an actual video that's used overseas. And then I'll be back around 4:30, 5 o'clock and get our read on, okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway, much respect, everybody. All right, sisters and brothers. I'll see you guys in a handful of hours, okay?